His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa sent a cable of congratulations to His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco on the anniversary of the revolution of the King and the people. His Majesty the King wished King Mohammed VI abundant health and well-being and the brotherly Moroccan people further progress and prosperity under his leadership. His Majesty King Hamad affirmed the depth of the steadily growing fraternal ties between both countries and their people. His Majesty the King expressed Bahrain's keenness to further develop its solid ties with Morocco to achieve common goals. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, sent a cable of congratulations to His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco on the occasion of the King and People's Revolution Day of Morocco. In the cable, His Royal Highness expressed his best wishes and congratulations to His Majesty the Moroccan monarch for good health and happiness, and for the brotherly people of the Kingdom of Morocco for further progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty. His Royal Highness praised the strong fraternal relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the brotherly Kingdom of Morocco and the development and growth it is witnessing in various fields, stressing the keenness of the Kingdom of Bahrain to strengthen and consolidate these joint bilateral relations between the two countries in a way that achieves and fulfills the aspirations of the two brotherly people. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister sent similar cables to the Moroccan Crown Prince Moulay Al Hassan and to the Prime Minister of Morocco Aziz Akhanouch. Representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Works and Youth Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, affirmed that His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, Honorary President of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, is a humanitarian leader and a role model of giving, and that humanitarian work in the Kingdom of Bahrain derives from the vision, support and interests of His Majesty in charitable and humanitarian work inside and outside the Kingdom of Bahrain, and extending a helping hand to the needy in various countries of the world. His Highness Sheikh Nasser appreciates the directives of His Majesty the King to provide assistance to brotherly and friends in humanitarian circumstances so that Bahrain becomes a pioneer in humanitarian work in the world. His Highness praised the support and interest of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa and his constant keenness to support humanitarian and charitable work. This came on the occasion of World Humanitarian Day, in which the world celebrates the great humanitarian efforts on August 19th of each year to honor humanitarian workers around the world who strive to save people, help and protect those in need, regardless of the danger or hardship to which workers are exposed. His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa affirmed the care and interest of His Majesty the King in charitable and humanitarian work within the Kingdom of Bahrain, which includes sponsoring Bahraini orphans and widows, developing services provided to them, and providing comprehensive social, educational and health care. His Highness said that the Royal Humanitarian Foundation is honored to be an extension of the generous white hand of His Majesty the King in providing aid and assistance to various people who suffer from the pain of conflicts, wars and natural disasters. His Highness praised the generous contributions and giving of the Bahraini people to the humanitarian work carried out by the Foundation. For his part, Secretary General of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, Mustafa Sayyid, extended his sincere thanks and appreciation to His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa for His Majesty's paternal care and great interest in the work of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation and the unlimited support that the Foundation enjoys in all fields. He also appreciated the generous support that the Foundation enjoys from the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, praising the efforts of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa in leading charitable work through the Royal Humanitarian Foundation. Mustafa Sayyid said that the Royal Humanitarian Foundation has worked to sponsor more than 11,000 orphans and widows, provide educational and health assistance, provide moral and social support, as well as support social projects and help needy families in various aspects to secure a dignified, safe and stable life for all. In addition to towers, investment buildings, kindergartens and training center in Bahrain, the Royal Humanitarian Foundation was also able to deliver urgent relief aid in many affected countries and build development projects for them, the most important of which was the establishment of a prosthetic limb factory, health centers and public libraries in Palestine, and a scientific complex that includes a university, a training center, a hospital, water wells in Somalia, and water purification units in Pakistan, the Bahrain Scientific Complex, a residential complex, and libraries for children in the Zaatari camp for Syrian refugees in Jordan, and 2 training centers in the Philippines, in addition to towers, investment buildings, kindergartens, and a training center in Bahrain, sending a medical team to Syria and many other relief and development projects. The Speaker of the Representatives Council, Ahmed bin Salman Al Msallam, hailed Bahrain's contributions to humanitarian work and commitment to dispatching relief aid to people in countries and regions struck by disasters. Al Msallam commended the role of the government shared by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister in supporting international efforts, which further enhances the standing of the Kingdom of Bahrain. He also congratulated His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs, National Security Advisor, Supreme Defense Council Secretary General, and Royal Humanitarian Foundation RHF Board of Trustees Chairman. The Shura Council Chairman Ali bin Saleh Al Saleh commended Bahrain's humanitarian record and charity contributions, saying that Bahrain, led by His Majesty the King, has become a role model for humanitarian initiative and charity work, providing relief aid to disaster-hit people. Al Saleh cited mainly the delivery of medical aid and the construction of educational and social projects in many affected countries. He hailed His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's keenness on supporting humanitarian and charity schemes, lauding the government's efforts, which contributed to enhancing Bahrain's standing. Al Saleh also praised the role played by His Majesty the King's representative for humanitarian work and youth affairs and Royal Humanitarian Foundation Board of Trustees Chairman, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The Kingdom of Bahrain joins the international community in marking World Humanitarian Day amidst notable humanitarian achievements and noble objectives that align with the wise vision of His Majesty the King.
The Kingdom of Bahrain stands as a beacon of peace, compassion and solidarity, thanks to the vision of His Majesty the King, who played a pivotal role in establishing a noble humanitarian culture, instilling vigilance and care as core values in Bahraini society. The establishment of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation under the guidance of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa is a testament to Bahrain's dedication to providing assistance to those in need, both within the country and globally. The initiatives undertaken by Bahrain, such as the Isa Award for Service to Humanity and the implementation of laws such as the Law on Juvenile Justice and Protection and the Alternative Penalties Law, reflect the nation's commitment to safeguarding individuals and advancing human rights. And on World Humanitarian Day, it is noteworthy pointing to the extraordinary efforts of Team Bahrain, spearheaded by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, particularly during the global pandemic, as their tireless effort demonstrated a recognition of the importance of prioritizing the welfare of humanity, especially in times of crisis. Bahrain's commitment to humanitarian work extends beyond its border, as evident in its active involvement in providing aid and support to brotherly and friendly nations through diverse relief campaigns focused on health, social and educational initiatives. And through its long-standing history of humanitarian efforts and its unwavering dedication to advancing human rights, Bahrain continues to serve as an inspiration in the humanitarian landscape.
Since its establishment, the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, the RHF, has played a significant role in providing assistance, aid and exceptional comprehensive care to orphans and widows by meeting their material, livelihood, health, psychological and social needs. The Speaker of the Arab Parliament, Adil Abdurrahman Al Asumi, praised the humanitarian role played by Bahrain under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, hailing the importance that His Majesty the King attaches to charitable and humanitarian work inside and outside Bahrain by extending a helping hand to the needy. Al Asumi affirmed that the royal directives and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa have made Bahrain a pioneer in providing help and assistance to all. He said that the humanitarian approach of His Majesty King Hamad made made Bahrain a pioneer and leader in the fields of humanitarian work, regionally and internationally, to become today an oasis for humanitarian work and a role model. The speaker praised the contributions of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, led by the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, National Security Advisor, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, which provides a lot of material, in-kind and medical humanitarian assistance and establishes health, educational and relief development projects in many brotherly and friendly countries to alleviate their suffering from the repercussions of wars, conflicts or natural disasters. In other news, the Supreme Council for Environment affirmed that the Kingdom of Bahrain, the King, attaches utmost importance to the environment as reflected in its plans and projects aimed at adapting to the effects of climate change, especially the plan to adapt to rising sea levels. In this regard, the Council said that the sea level rise adaptation plan aims to take the necessary proactive measures to protect the coastal areas and raise the level of resilience to address the repercussions of the effect of climate change. The Council affirms that rising sea levels are a global climatic phenomenon faced by all countries of the world, especially island and coastal states, explaining that the plan to adapt to sea level rise would contribute to protecting coastal areas from the effects of rising sea levels, according to a specific time plan. The Council said that the coastal beaches in the Kingdom contribute to providing the necessary protection for the regions by giving seawater the opportunity to ebb and flow. Planting trees and mangroves are also contributing to the protection of coastal urban areas, as these plants have the ability to cope with rising sea levels. The Council pointed out that the Kingdom of Bahrain is located in the Arabian Gulf, an area that is protected from storms caused by climate change, which helps to establish rocky barriers, which are a suitable means of protection for rising sea levels. The SCE also pointed out that the strategic study prepared by the Supreme Council for the Environment to assess the effects of sea level rise after 2025 aims to integrate means of protection with the urban identity of the country, and coastal walkways constitute another means of protection against the sea level rise. It is also a promising economic opportunity to establish coastal stores. The Council indicated that important infrastructure sites and tourist sites that may be affected have been identified, and the necessary action plans have been put in place to protect them from the effects of sea level rise through the aforementioned adaptation plan. Within the framework of the Youth City 2030 initiative in its 12th edition, the activities and exhibition of future markets for universities and professions work concluded in cooperation with many public and private universities. Many governmental and private professional and educational entities in the Kingdom of Bahrain participated in the organization of the Future Makers exhibition for universities and professions in order to provide suitable job opportunities and to advance the education sector in all its stages, especially higher education, as a fundamental pillar for development efforts in various fields. This exhibition provided a unique opportunity for students and other interested parties to get acquainted with a selection of the participating official authorities and prestigious universities from the Kingdom of Bahrain to provide a detailed explanation of their academic program and educational and training opportunities to meet the needs of the young and emerging participants, enabling them to achieve excellence and preparing them for the entry to the labor market by activating the role of youth to achieve the comprehensive development of the Kingdom of Bahrain at all levels. Statistics of the National Suggestions and Complaints System also reveal that 540 cases were submitted by citizens and residents during the month of July 2023. The national platform also generally provided direct contact with the ministries and government agencies in the Kingdom of Bahrain and enabled them to participate digitally in the decision-making process and express their thoughts and opinions on government services, policies and projects in order to activate the principle of community partnership in a way that supports digital transformation. The Tawassul system plays a vital role in developing government work and meeting the aspirations of the public, both citizens and residents. The latest statistics confirm that 540 proposals were received from the public during the past month, while the number of complaints and inquiries decreased significantly. This interaction between citizens and residents on the one hand and government agencies on the other hand confirms the public's full confidence in the response of the concerned authorities to the various observations received from them through the national system and their awareness of the importance of this system due to the direct response by the various agencies that are always keen to provide service in short turnaround time and high quality. The Tawasul system is your gateway to connect with numerous governmental entities within the Kingdom of Bahrain to easily share any inquiries and complaints you may have that will help in decision making and improve quality of life and services offered to you and the public. A dedicated team in every government entity in Tawasul will handle your inquiry or complaint according to a preset time frame based on the case's category.